This is Bo Pilgrim with IA Blueprint. In this video, we're going to cover Step 5, part of Step 5. This is going to be a bonus video on creating commission rules or service team rules for your producer so you can start paying commissions. There's a couple things you need to think about before you start setting up your rules. And the first thing is you need to decide, are you going to pay at the account level or at the policy level? Because depending on how you approach it, you'll need to do some different settings and some different setup. One of them creates a lot more work for yourself, and the other is much easier, much broader. One is more specific, and the other is much, again, broader. The two are account level versus policy level. Account level is going to allow you to set up producer payables a lot quicker and set up commissions a lot faster. Policy level is going to take a lot of time. You're going to have to literally edit every last policy that you have. With account level, it's going to assign a commission rule to every policy assigned to an account, versus policy level, you've got to specify every policy that you want a commission rule to apply to, and then set up a process of editing those either whenever they're first created or they renew or are rewritten, or those different scenarios. In both options, you can apply lead source as a commissions payment. The difference is under policy level, it's still going to only apply at the account level. You can't specify that by policy level. So let me just kind of show you a little bit of what I'm talking about here. So on an account here, we're looking at an account. This is a fictitious account I got in my test environment, Mice and Men Farms. Now, if you have it set up as you're going to pay by account level, then it's going to use the assigned producer here to apply those commission rules. You can see that here, and then also you can edit that or see it here. This is where you would assign it. So each of the accounts, basically you come in, choose it. In this environment, I only have myself, Bo Pilgrim, but you would assign it here. Simply click it and then hit assign, and then it's going to apply that rule. Now, if you decide that you want to assign it by policy level, then what you need to do is you need to click here on each and every policy you want to assign it to. Click edit, come to the commission code override here, and then put in there the code that we set up underneath, if you remember, underneath manage service teams. If you remember, we set up in our service team this producer JCS. So let's apply that to this policy. Come back here and we'll apply that to this policy in this field here, JCS. And then you hit the tab key and it's going to apply that commission rule to it. Now, I don't have the rule set up yet, but this is where it would do that. You would see this cycle here and then create it. I'll come back and demonstrate that later in the next video, but I just want to show you the process. To remove it, you would just do again, you remove it there, hit tab. Make sure you hit the tab key. Don't just type it and then hit save. It will not apply the rule here. If you notice, if I click out or if I hit tab, then it cycles up here. You notice right here, you'll see this information changes. Now, it's not applying a rule because it can't find one right now, but you'll see the system thinks and then goes through all the rules and tries to apply one. So watch if I take it out. See how it cycled? If I put it back in, then it again cycles, tries to find one. Another thing to consider is going to be the service team rules. There is a very specific order you need to use for these. So as you're creating your rules, it needs to be in this process. First need to be whoever your external producers are or your lead sources. Those need to be first. Those will come first because of the way that applies those rules. If you remember in the previous video, in step 4 bonus video, I covered the difference between external producers and internal and CSRs. That's why you need to apply this first. It's a very specific way it applies that. So list your external producers first, Then you'll list all those internal producers you have and CSR rules you have. And then finally, you will have a catch-all rule that needs to be last. That will be for anything that doesn't fit the other rules. It will then apply this rule, so that way the agency then shows and records that commission coming to them. Please note that all the rules are applied in order. Ezlynx will try to apply each rule in order until one of those matches. So it's going to try to apply rule 1 first. If it doesn't match, they'll go 2, and then it'll go to 3. But if it stops at 1 or 2, then it will not make it to either number 2 or number 3. So that's covering the bonus material on step 5. 2 different things you need to consider whenever creating your commission rules. The next video we will actually dive in and create service team rules, or also called commission rules. Those terms can be used interchangeably.